core IO with Largo. I think the support IO with Largo is like okay, but it's a core IO and a core Largo. It's kind of cool over there.
Kind of cool.
Kind of cool. It's not cool, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, we're seeing some new stuff coming out from Iron Wings where they are playing this Arc Warden. They are playing out the combo that a lot of people coming into this TI were talking about because it did look very good. People were talking about even just core IO, like from the mid roll mostly, but some teams were even brave enough to pick it from the carrier role. But the combination between the heroes, like you're always going to be finding some kind of a pairing. I don't think we have seen yet maybe the IO plus Tiny combo that can come out still. Largo, definitely my favorite one because of the synergy that these two have together. It just looks insanely good in all of the games that I've seen so far.
I do think that's something I've missed a little bit from the heroes in the meta is the global mobility. Right? Dawn's not really picked that often until now. Io wasn't really picked that often. Nature's Prophet also fell off a little bit. It's like Underlord, yeah, maybe that was the only one that sort of sit in that more A+.
We see like Spectre sometimes.
That's what I mean. Also kind of fell off.
I'm also surprised. I feel like that hero coming into the event,
it's a good.
I felt like it was going to be prioritized a bit more with all these like ranged carries. Like you think of Shadowfiend Drow, like how are these guys going to kind of scale into the late game versus Spectre? But I think we've only seen it once on our stream or even once in the tournament. It hasn't really been picked that often. And it was a loss, if I believe it was Extreme. It was Ame picking it. And
with the Tinker.
Yeah, with the Tinker. And
so it was the Tinker's fault, not the Spectre, obviously. Come on. Come on, guys.
Up to it,
you should have started with that one.
My fault. But it's definitely, it's early on. And I think that there's more stuff to discover as the tournament goes on. I feel like TI always has some random breakpoint in the middle, like as group stage starts ending, the main event happens. You think of, all the way back 7 years, last time we were here in China, you think of the IO core.
Yeah.
And it just got picked that one time in the group stage, and then everyone's like, if we cannot play IO as a core, we cannot win this tournament. And
kind of true though.
That's kind of what happened. The team that started it did win the tournament. So if a team can finally discover some combo, some specific hero, kind of some point in those groups, it's really good when you can just figure that out first, because that usually means you're the best at it. You understand it the most.
There's been so many different iterations of those things throughout TI. I think about also 2 years ago when it was main event Lone Druid in Copenhagen that got picked up on like the second last day or one of the third last days. And then it was just
I think it was
you know what I mean? Like
who actually started this trend. And it showed for a couple of games and people were like, okay, this is completely broken.
Is it.
Yeah, because he was going for Mjolnir Disperser at the time and nobody wanted to play against it. There's always going to be something in the game that some of these more creative teams are going to be finding, something that they're going to try to, let's call it, abuse in some of these games. And you might show it once, you might show it twice. A lot of these things have also been known between the teams in the scrims where maybe they have a really good record. They are like, okay, we beat this IO 5 times in a row. We're not afraid of the hero. And then IO comes with a different pairing and suddenly it looks completely broken. And then you don't have the answer for it.
Well, look, hopefully they had the answers coming into it with that ingenuity. Maybe it happens if they end up qualifying to the main event. But right now, Liquid and Spirit, they're both 2-0 in their series for the modified Swiss bracket here that we have for ourselves. And 1-1 apiece. It all comes down to this game number 3. It is Liquid going to be first pick for themselves. And now taking out is Tree. SF is not going to be let in that pool. Neither is Drow or Bane at the moment.
So Shadowfiend taken out. Again, I do think that the carry pick is going to be really important for this third game. I think that both times they kind of struggled, at least with the losing team, with what they wanted to play. So potentially, I would suggest taking something early and stable, which again, there's a lot of, or taking a support to set it up for it and getting it kind of in that middle of the draft phase. So supports valued highly a lot. You can see the Bane, the Undying, and the Treant. Namely for me getting banned, these are these strong supports that just open up. Like you pick it, you can pick any carry, and he's going to have a stable safe lane.
Yeah, we saw yesterday. We've seen too many games. Maybe I've seen too many games.
A lot of games.
In the head. But it was Extreme Gaming that did play, and there was a Drow Ranger on one side, and then they immediately responded with the Phantom Lancer. So definitely it's something that Gunner's talking about could potentially happen. Just put a little bit more priority on these carry picks because the last pick so far hasn't been really working out in this series.
Yeah, and I mean, we do see the Lina coming out from Liquid, which it can be Mickey or Nisha, but considering there's an Earth Spirit, I know Lina lanes really well against Earth Spirit. So, I mean, for me personally, I'm probably leaning more towards Nisha here, but
It's good, but it's also a weak laner to ganks, and Earth Spirit thrives off ganks.
yeah.
Like you have any support come mid. We saw it even earlier today. This matchup happened, and one support comes mid and just kills Alina. And I can always set up this mid game to just give the Earth Spirit a good kind of boost of gold XP, even if he's struggling in the laning stage. So yeah, it's good, but I've seen this matchup a lot, and surprisingly, Earth Spirit is actually kind of happy into the Alina.
Yeah. But also, as the game goes on, I feel like once Lena starts getting that Ags and the magic
does just have
resistant
90% magic
the
resistance,
magic
you roll on it and you're
resistant
like,
and everything, it's like, yeah, Earthsphere can roll on her, but she kind of just has this like invulnerability against a lot of Earthspirit's damage. So I feel like it can be a back and forth matchup for sure.
Yeah, the other big thing for me to quickly say is the Lina Liquid doesn't have the last pick overall. So the Lina will have to reveal what he's going to go, where the lane's going to go, which means that Team Spirit does have that final opportunity to kind of counter it, either if it's in the safe lane, pick a new off laner or pick a carry that guaranteed matches up. I'm thinking already of a Spectre for Team Spirit. I know it's very early on in the draft, but it's
how this thing drafts. Like
it
really
goes to their
matters.
playstyle,
Yes.
right? It's a very good matchup with the Lina and the core pairing with Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit loves another core that can jump in with you.
Yeah.
He hates when he's like, he rolls in and then your whole team's like, yo man, like I cannot go 3,000
Yeah.
units in a second. Like you need to
I'm
back up.
kicking you in.
Yeah.
I'm a
But-
screen away.
but like when you have a Spectre, this guy just presses Haunt, gives the Earth Spirit full vision to take the fight however he wants, and can just follow up to kill these cores. So I know it's early, but looking for that for a
Just something to keep in mind.
potentially a better last pick for them.
They played it 2 times. They played it 2 times from the mid lane, and they also had protection. They played it against Yandex. They played it against Vici Gaming. I feel like Lina needs something. Like she just can't stand on her own and be like, okay, I'm doing whatever I can, even though she's super tanky. She's maneuverable with the Aghanim Scepter, but they did have Shadow Demon. They also did have Winter Wyvern to give their that extra bit of protection. If she gets initiated on to try to split a fight or give disruption by a little bit more time so you can maybe get your BKB off. So I would love to see something for Liquid along those lines, something that can, give a secondary life to Lina.
Yeah, you want save or frontline when you have the Lina mid, because
Yes.
she basically plays this every 15 seconds, can kill a hero if you have vision, and can just cut your spells off with the Dagon, with the Ags, the 25 talent, all this stuff. But if you're the one that's having to just cast spells by yourself with nothing in front of you, or you get jumped without a team behind you, you just die. We saw Falcons when they had the Maureen Lina, they had a lot of save around him.
Yes.
So he's able to run around the fight, and with all the magic resistance, with the save, it just feels impossible to kill the hero. You can fly over cliffs with the Ags. So I definitely would like, some Tusks, some Winter Wyvern, just anything that kind of delays his death in this game.
This is Mirana for Spirit opening up the phase. Just nice standard.
It's
Nothing
looked
too
good.
insane.
I want to say I was not a big fan of it a couple weeks ago.
I was about to say the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, but me and Seb, we were really hating, because there was Mirana in almost every single
So
game, and we
it was
were
just
not
because it was
impressed.
over prioritized.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
and definitely over the time, I'm becoming a fan of this.
Yeah, I would say the more I play within pubs, the more I've seen it. It feels a lot more consistent. It used to be kind of the I don't know what I'm doing support in pubs, so you just get a bad taste in your mouth because you just Aaron creeps and abandons you. But I think especially with the new Ags build, that the supports are just rushing it. It's a bit greedy, but you can provide so much by just existing with the Moonlight Shadow, giving your whole team invis, even arrow follow up. You don't need that much gold, and you get the Ags. You hit this massive timing where now you just solo kill cores. I've seen it where the Mirana just hits a good arrow on a core, gets him down to 20%, and just like one random nuke from another hero, and you get a kill. And so I personally started to warm up to it a lot.
I also think the Mirana, we've been seeing a lot of Bane and Shadow Demon pairings with it, which, are obviously great setups for Arrow, and in addition to being save heroes. We do see the clock, though. That's kind of that go-in hero that you were mentioning with Lina, kind of protects her and allows
Allows you to get your spells off.
yeah, exactly.
And
It's
it
also-
provides the vision.
It's like a pseudo save because he has a BKB piercing tool. He goes in.
Ooh, we were talking
talked about this.
We were
hero
actually
off
talking
We
about
camera.
actually did talk about Witch Doctor.
I mean, I saw it quite a lot. I think Liquid picked it multiple times during EWC as well. And
Base.
this is the hero that just ruins offlaners. You're never going to be tanky. And having Maledict plus Lina like the damage is gonna go through. So whoever gets Maledict is like, I'm noping out. Like I'm not part of this fight.
And it's the first pick. I definitely kind of like you were saying, it is a bit underrated of a hero, I would say. But the one question mark for it is usually you pick it when you see some like tanky strength offlaner, knowing exactly how the lane's gonna go. And it could be in this position where you potentially landed like some Darkseer plus a melee hero, and they just cut your waves in area, which like sure you get this like double cast on the waves, but it doesn't have the same like killing pressure that you'd have laning versus Tidehunter.
I keep going back to EWC because I've seen good amount of Witch Doctor, and the teams are trying to like, we're picking Viper. Like we don't want to be laning into this guy, so you end up with the draft that you kind of don't want because enemy team picked a strong position 5 that ruins a lot of these melee offlaners, and that's kind of a gotcha pick where he's putting quite a lot of pressure on the draft.
What is the item progression for Witch Doctor more often than not? Like what's the itemization?
I mean,
I've
seen different things. Like from
I was gonna say I've seen like
Holy Locket to amplify the healing. We've seen like some Spirit Vessels if needed, Glimmer Cape, depending what like he can buy whatever he needs.
But what do you?
Depends on the game.
In this game, I would like depending on how much gold he gets, I think Locket and eventually like a pipe. It's a lot of gold for support, but versus Earth Spirit in particular, you basically completely offset his ult. There's a talent late game too, if it ever gets to that point, that it's like percentage of your health is healed every time. And that just completely kind of shuts off Earth Spirit in the late game. So, but even just lock it plus a pipe, I think is enough. And or if you have a core, like a Tidehunter that buys his pipe, I think that just getting a Holy Locket on the Witch Doctor can completely turn the fights around.
Yeah, Glimmer, Guardian Greaves as well. Like you get these items, and especially as you said with the Tidehunter, there's a lot of synergy. And they have protection now for Lina. Like a lot of the times, some of these cores, they are lacking a little bit of protection of their own. And then you can pick a Tidehunter like they did in that second game, and it gives you protection for the whole squad.
Yeah, I also really like Tide into Nature's Prophet because, you just put a couple points in Kraken Shell. Treants don't really matter to you. Getting hit by Furion doesn't really matter that much. I mean, obviously, Furion is global teleport. So, if he has an annoying lane, he's just like, I'm just going to go somewhere else and kill other heroes. But I definitely like Tide into that matchup.
Yeah, I think Nature's Prophet is, we talked about Spectre. It's a pseudo Spectre because you have a global TP. So it's like if Earth Spirit's able to come into the fight on the Lina, you find the supports, he can always TP into this backline, has a BKB, can kill the heroes. And it's a much better blind pick. And kind of like we said, since they have this overall last pick, they guaranteed get to know where the Lina's going, whether it's safe lane, whether it's mid. And with having this Witch Doctor potential as the pause 5, you kind of want something that knows what he's laning into, knows either do I want to cut, do I want to play the lane.
I think Axe could be good because he can cut. He's very good against Tidehunter because he can track
that one's scary into Witch Doctor.
It is. Like I think most of the melee ones.
Pretty much every hero is scary.
It's good against Lina as well, depending where Lina is going to go. Because Lina, she still does quite a lot of right-click damage. So with the Blade Mail, they also don't have many abilities that go through like BKB, which is his core item after he picks up a Blade Mail Blink.
I definitely think that the magic damage Lina surprisingly does, maybe not surprising, but does a lot of physical damage. So even with no items, just getting that 10 talent plus the stacks of Fiery Soul makes it so Axe solo kills you if you're at 7 stacks. So I definitely like it. It would need to be mostly finding a way out of the laning stage. That's always my big concern with Axe versus Witch Doctor. Like that's like probably one of the oldest just counter pick matchups, like 1-to-1 of Witch Doctor Axe. But definitely with the new being able to creep cut in this very efficient way, I could see them trying to make it out of the lanes.
I mean, is there really any hero you want to be playing against Witch Doctor other than Darkseer? I mean, you mentioned Darkseer with the cutting. But...
maybe like a Lycan.
Okay.
Not versus this game, not versus the Tidehunter, but that's the hard part. I think that Tide and Witch Doctor both fix each other's problems. And then, I mean, depending on whether this Lina is carry or mid, also potentially fix some of their problems. So as of now, Liquid's draft looks really well-rounded to me. I think for me, this pick for Liquid's not as important. I think to know whether I like Spirit's draft is on Collapse's hero. I think if they find some offlaner that looks good in the lane, looks good for what they need, it's gonna. Okay, there's a Spectre.
It's good. Like it's one of the better matchups against Nature's Prophet because like he TPs in, you have this global vision as well, and there's going to be a lot of vision coming up from them. You have this Lina, you have Clockwork with the rockets, Tidehunter kind of parking himself in the front, and Spectre with the ulti.
I mean, I don't really see this as a collapse hero, but this is a
Viper.
real good Viper game,
Yeah.
right? Like you have
Yeah.
break versus the Tide, you have
Tide.
break versus the Spectre.
Yeah.
You don't have to lane against Witch Doctor,
Yeah.
like really, like because you're
That you
not
just
really
kill the Witch
laning.
Doctor
Yeah,
if they-
exactly.
I like it. It doesn't really feel so much as a collapse hero to me. Like when I think of him, I think of more a team fight, like the Centaur, Mars, Slardars kind of vibe. And I even think the Slardars not too bad here, pairing with the Nature's Prophet.
Slaughter got banned.
Oh, to get banned.
Oh,
Oh,
Death Prophet. I
think
was
that's
thinking
the first
Death
pick of
Prophet.
that prophet because I was
Okay.
going through the hero list, and I think this hero also has a place in meta.
Yeah.
I feel like this hero has received constant small buffs that people have been sleeping on. Tried it a couple of times, and it felt good every time I played it. I feel like this is also one of the old school classic counters to what Tidehunter wants to do with the Spirit Siphon Exorcism. You just run him down with the BKB, multiple options that you can go with the itemization as well. And in the lane, I think this DP, of course, being the range hero, playing into Witch Doctor and Spectre, she's going to get a lot up from the lane.
Yeah, and also you really don't have to worry about Maledict that much as Death
Yes.
Prophet because you heal up more than you take the damage for. So Maledict, like it's supposed to be this very oppressive ability in the lane that just like makes you never want to approach creep waves. But Death Prophet is one of those heroes that can approach creep waves against a Witch Doctor.
I do worry a bit for their catch. A lot of it's on the Earthspear and the Tusk. They have to do pretty much all the work. The arrow setup. It's like, yeah, go roll on an Earthspear and then I'll arrow off it.
I promise,
got
bro,
you.
it'll land.
Like, I got you, man. So it definitely for me, Team Spirit's a tempo draft, which they're good at, but their tempo I feel like is more the mid game. It's not so much on average like the Death Prophet tempo, but they do have the perfect carry to match that tempo of the Death Prophet, right? You have this guy who's going to Exorcism, take the towers. You have Yatoro's going to be able to TP and do it. Earthspirit's going to be follow up. So I think if they kind of hit all